Hi guys, welcome to week 3 of coding class. This week we are going to be talking about problem solving and computing, an intro to problem solving. We will not be starting the actual coding program because I want to spend a little bit of time of practicing how we problem solve because it can be a struggle for a lot of people, including myself. And in coding, you have to problem solve. If you have a bug or if something doesn't work exactly how you want it to work, you have to kind of go back and rework it to see where the problem is. Okay, so these activities are going to kind of get us used to problem solving. All right, our warm up is this will be an Edpuzzle, so the video will stop here in a minute, and then you're going to answer this journal prompt. What makes someone a good problem solver? So this is your opinion. What do you think a good problem solver does, or what makes a good problem solver? And then our question of the day is what can help us to work through and solve problems? So if you take what you said makes a good problem solver, how does that help us? What could we use to help us? Do we need resources? Do we need to Google an answer? Do we need to ask for help? That kind of stuff. All right, this is going to be your activity. Aluminum boats. So the goal for this is to build a boat that holds the most possible pennies using a piece of aluminum foil. You will build two boats and will try to improve your design between the first and second boat. Okay, and here are the rules. You may only use a single piece of foil to build your boat. You may not touch or adjust your boat once it's in the water, and you must add pennies one at a time. So I know I did this last year, and maybe some modifications where we didn't have enough pennies, so we used marbles. So get creative if you don't have like a ton of pennies or a penny jar, but it does have to be something of the same like weight and so it can't be like a mixture of pennies and marbles. It can't be pennies, marbles, and Legos. You need to pick like one item that you're going to put in the boat to see how much it can hold. Okay. Aluminum foil is pretty uh, like a basic thing in houses, but if you do not have aluminum foil, then get creative in how you're going to create your boat. I'll let you kind of have some leeway with that. But if you do have aluminum foil, you're just going to take off a sheet and start making your boat. So before you make the boat, once you have your materials, you're going to answer these questions, and you're going to answer them right now in the Edpuzzle. So question number 1 is what kind of boat this is supposed to be do you plan to make? So do you want to make a rowboat? Do you want to make a, a freight boat? I don't know what different kind of boats there are, but kind of maybe Google different boats and decide, what kind of boat you want. What are the strengths of your design? So once you've decided what kind of boat you want to make, what is the strength of it? It's going to hold a lot of weight? Do you think it's going to is it built well? Is it using the aluminum foil well? What do you think the strengths of your design are? And then lastly, what possible weakness might your design have? So do you think it might fill up with water because one side isn't equal to the other side? Um, and I'm actually going to have you, because you kind of need to go through the process before you can answer these questions. So I'm actually going to have you answer this on your Google Doc reflection after you've gone through the process. Okay? So these questions will be in your reflection Google Doc. All right, then you're going to test your boat. So once it's ready, you test your boat in water. You can use a sink or a bathtub. You may not touch or adjust your boat once it's in the water. So once it's in there, you can't touch it. You just have to gently drop whatever item, the penny, or marble, whatever you're using, into the boat. Um, and then after the very first boat, you need to go into your reflection journal and write how many pennies or marbles or whatever you used, how many did it hold, did the boat hold? Why did your boat eventually sink? And what needs to be improved? Okay, so you answer those 3 questions. And you're going to develop a new plan. So before you make your second boat, you're going to answer these questions. What kind of boat do you plan to make? So did you change your mind on what kind of boat, the structure of it? What are you just improving on the boat you already had? What are the strengths of this design? What are the possible weaknesses of this design? So this is for your second boat. All right, you're going to test your revised or new design boat. So again, you'll put it in the water, you don't touch it, you then see how many pennies or whatever item you're using can hold in the boat. And then you're going to answer these questions again. How many pennies did your new boat hold? Why did your boat eventually sink? What needs to be improved? All right, and then so the whole time you're taking pictures and videos of this process so that you can upload it into Flipgrid. All right, and then when it's all said and done, you go back into your reflection journal and you're going to answer what was your favorite part of this activity and why do you think we are doing this activity in computer science? Okay, and once you're done with that and you've turned in your Flipgrid and you've turned in your reflection journal, you are done with this first project for this week. And then there'll probably be one more that we do for this week. Okay? All right, that is it for this one.